hello. It's daylight. Oh my goodness. Tell you what, house, I've had one crazy night. Hey everyone, this is Shane from Game with Gas, and today we return to Visage. Now, I've got all the mask pieces. All of them. Oh, who's phoning me at this hour? Hello?
Hello again, Dwayne. How are things going over there? Is everything fine? Anything good on TV? If you need some recommendations, I could ask Frank. He sure loves his TV shows. He's either eating, sleeping, or in front of that idiot box. Sometimes a sloppy mixture of all three. The hardest thing I've ever had to do is wrench the remote controller from his hands. It's the only thing he loves more than me. Probably because of the mute button. I could just go on and on and on and on about things. But look at me talking your ear off. Maybe he's right about that mute button. Just never mind. Dwayne, I'm sorry. I'll let you go now. Talk soon.
Why are you telling me this, Rose? And is everything going okay over here? No, it is not okay. Nothing over here is okay. Alright, mask. It's taken me an eternity to get you. Hey, Jesus. Oh yeah, let me put this thing on. Am I moving around? I am moving around. Everything looks a bit weird. Well, I can't go through there anymore. Oh, hello. It's daylight. Oh my goodness. Tell you what, house, I've had one crazy night. God, I've never been so happy to see sunlight. Can I go through? No, obviously you want me to go somewhere in particular. Is it not here? Can I just walk out the front door? No. I don't know where you want me to go. Everything's locked. No. Hmm. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, I've got it. Oh, can't go in there. I can't go in there. Um, there's fresh paint on the wall. Try and break the wall open. Yeah, I actually think we did this before, did we not? But I couldn't open the door once I got in there. Perhaps now that we're wearing the mask, we'll actually be able to open that door. I hope so. I don't have any other ideas. Ah, oh. Am I dead? Am I walking into the light? Oh, is that my family? Wow. Okay. The music is so loud that I can barely hear myself. So, finally finished Visage. Thank God for that. For a long time, I was going to give this game a perfect rating of 5 out of 5. However, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, and I'll tell you why. Firstly, the game was way too long. Way too long. I think that they should have just stopped at the 3 chapters. You know, I know that obviously they had a story to tell, but this has just gone on forever. I started doing this series in January 2021, and here we are in late September, and now just finishing it. So way too long. And I think the need for lighters was absolutely ridiculous. There was parts of this game where if you didn't have a lighter, you had no chance of moving anywhere forward, and I had to restart at different save points numerous times so that I could go grab a lighter and actually complete the next set of objectives. And speaking of objectives, this game had none. You had to figure everything out for yourself. There was no, right, this is what you're looking for next, or this is where you're going to next. Everything was just stumbling upon things. And I did that a lot, and I edited a lot of stuff out of this series because I spent so much time wandering around the house just clicking on things and looking for things. And you know, I really think that they should have had some sort of objective list of what you're meant to do, like every other game has. So didn't like that one bit. So they're all the things I didn't like and why it didn't get a perfect rating. But the things that I did love about this game, graphically it was one of the best games I've ever seen, the best looking games I've ever seen. It really felt like I was in that house. You know, it was just beautifully rendered, and the detail was amazing. It was incredible. Thank you for playing Visage. You are welcome. I thought the sound design was phenomenal, and um, for those that know me, like I studied audio at university, and I've been um, a musician for a long time. So when I play games, sound design and sound effects, I really pay attention to them because it's just something that's close to my heart. And a lot of horror games get sound design wrong. Visage didn't. It had the right sort of orchestral movements in the right places. Its sound effects of like swinging lights and groaning and moaning and creaking floorboards, it was all done so well. And this game, with that sound design, I think, as well as the realism of the graphics, gave me a sense of every time I was in this game, I felt nervous. I felt anxiety. There was this simmering tension that did not leave while I was playing this game. And very few horror games ever achieve that. I think that they set out to, but I've never played a game where I was so scared every minute I played it. And had ghosts and Splishy Man chasing me around, quite a bit. So they nailed the environment. They nailed how to keep you terrified of what was to come next. Um, so look, I think that all other horror games should have a look at Visage and see how they did the environmental work to make your surroundings and what you're seeing and hearing so scary. And kinds of just for me, it just gave me a sense of immense anxiety to sort of move through all the bits and pieces. But I think as far as the story went, I may be wrong here, but I think all the cans finally worked out to be all the beer cans to represent Dwayne's alcoholism. I think that those sort of creatures that had the weird faces, I think that they were a representation of Dwayne's soul, I think, and being his tortured soul. And I think it goes back to the very, very, very start of this game, the very first scene, where we see an unknown person who probably is Dwayne, shooting his whole family before shooting himself. And I think that whole storyline, in conjunction to his alcoholism, he was using these pills, these anti-stress pills, and abusing them, led him down the path of possibly murdering his family, who were obviously deeply concerned about him. And each of the three chapters kind of work their way into that overall theme of domestic abuse and alcoholism. It was a very strange way of painting that theme, the whole game. But that's I guess what I gathered from this. So all in all, I'm glad that we finally completed Visage. I must say that I was getting a little bit irritated that it wouldn't just finally come to a close, but we got there. And I hope you enjoyed the whole series. It was frightening all the way through. I think just on some of the challenges, puzzles and whatnot, some of them were so super difficult, and other ones were like fairly easy. I think that at the very start of the game, Visage says that this game is hard, and it was. It's one of the hardest games I've ever played. Not the hardest, but one of. And I think a lot of the puzzles were so difficult that they were frustrating. The one that comes to mind the most was the one, I think it was in Dolores's chapter, where I had to go upstairs and open like sunroofs, and I had to winch things, and they shine light on some dead bodies that were below. That one took me such a long time, and it was just guesswork. I think that reading the note or the poem that went with it was supposed to be some sort of guide as to which sunroof things you were going to open, but I couldn't figure that out, so it was all trial and error. There was a few trial and errors in this. So yeah, I thought the puzzles were a bit hard. Maybe just be hard for me, maybe other people found them easy. So that's my complete review of Visage. And again, I hope you enjoyed seeing the series. It was fun to play for the most part. And I'd be interested in having a look at some other Sad Square Studio games. And I'm not sure if I would play one this long again, but I'd be interested to see what else they've got to go, because they really did a great job with Visage. So we end Visage here, but as always, au revoir, Wiedersehen, arrivederci, adios, kia ora, sayonara, dos vichanya, over and out.
This is not a dream. This is not a dream. This is not a dream. No. What's happening to this place?